Welcome to another edition of the Exciting White Podcast. I'm David.
And I am Kaylin.
And this is the show where we talk about white wine and everything else that's on the table. What are we drinking today, Miss Kaylin?
Today, we are drinking the beautiful Daccordo di Dacci, which is a Prosecco D.O.C. Spumante by 47 AD Vineyards. Yes, D.O.C. Since
What a
this
bottle.
is this, I know. I got the bottle because of its beauty. Isn't it beauteous?
It is beauteous.
It's beauteous.
Is beauteous a word?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I always struggle with that one.
It's not a word that is well used.
Often, yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
D.O.C.?
D.O.C.
Department of Corrections?
Yes. How
Okay.
did you know? No, so since this is the second
It's
wine
on
where
the
that's
bottle?
come up. Yeah. So it reads Prosecco D.O.C. Spumante by 47 AD Vineyards. And I was like, you know what? This is the second time that D.O.C. has come up. And
it's not Department of Corrections.
And it's not the Department of
The
Corrections.
champagne made by individuals who are incarcerated.
Although that might be a nice thing for them to do, productive thing. I think
But
that would
that's
be a
not
good
this.
idea. But that is not this.
Tell us about D.O.C.
I had to look it up because I was uneducated about this thing. And DOC stands for Denominazione di Origine Controllata, which is Italian. And it basically is a designation given to wines that are from regions subject to several rules and regulations.
Like
So-
about purity and about water. and
Yeah,
grapes.
these regulations can include the grape varieties that can be used to make the wine, how much oak aging is permitted, and the boundaries of the geographic regions that counts as the DOC itself.
All right. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So this is a sparkling wine. It is a brut. It is imported by The River Wine, New York, New York, produced by... I don't know how to. It's abbreviated as VI.TO.SRL. Trebiseghe, Italia, product of Italy.
So it is an Italian Prosecco.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of the reasons that we're drinking such a nice, sparkly wine here is because it is our 10th episode.
It is.
Today. Kevin, how are you today? I forgot to say that to you.
Oh, yes.
I'm doing very well.
I don't want to start drinking delicious
don't either.
champagne without you. And to celebrate, Kevin has brought forth his tiny goblet.
It's a tiny glass.
This is not often the case, but lately a couple times he's been trying stuff that has been on the show. Kevin is not a big wine drinker, which is ironic for being on a wine podcast. But
Yeah.
Kevin, there you go. Sir, we're celebrating 10 episodes, which is not a huge
Cheers.
milestone, but we think every 10 episodes we'll have
Cheers.
something sparkling. Cheers,
From
guys.
a distance.
From a distance.
From a distance.
Lovely.
It's not as sweet as I was excuse me.
As you were hoping.
Yeah, I know. I correct myself.
What a weird thing for you to say.
It is drier than I expected,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
lovely.
applaud that in a Prosecco. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's very well balanced, I think.
Yeah, that dances across the palate real nice.
Mm.
That is surprising. It's like an
nice.
assault of fruit, and you expect a very aggressive sweet to follow it, almost like how a what's the dessert wine that I have trouble with? The real sweet one.
Moscato?
Well, that one too. Riesling.
A
Rieslings
Riesling?
are almost like syrup in some of them that I've had, and like
Yeah.
the sweetness of this
That's how I feel about Moscato.
feels that way initially, and then on the tongue.
And then it
kinda
dries
washes out.
up and be's delicious.
Kevin, what do you think? Is it tasty?
It reminds me of New Year's, to be honest with you, because that's about
Great.
the only time I drink a wine like this. And typically with you too. So
Yes, that's
it
true.
is, happy.
He says you too, not you too.
Not YouTube.
But
Not
YouTube will
Bono,
drink this with you as
but-
well.
Yeah, not like Bono.
You
and
too would.
YouTube.
Yeah, Bono might like this.
No.
Maybe.
He might. I don't care, though. I don't like you two. I'm going to put that out there.
I used
I
to
don't
like
care about it.
YouTube
It's
a
just
lot,
not good behavior.
and then they did that thing where they put the record on everyone's phone
Oh.
with Apple.
Infuriating.
And that to me
I missed
set a
out on
tone
that.
and a precedent. You missed out on
I
it because you
didn't
were an
have an
Android
Apple
user.
phone.
the
Phone. Yes, I was
Fine,
an Android.
It's
Phone.
fine with me.
It's fine.
But they put it on everybody's Apple phone. And
Yeah, I could
gosh,
understand
I mean,
how annoying
I
that
thought
would
at
be.
first when it was on there, like that it was just an image or just a preview image.
Oh.
And then I look and it's taking up
Yeah.
like gigs of
Significant
not
space.
gigs, but it's taking up a few megabytes of space, which in the time of the iPhone 4 or 4S, I think when this
That's
happened,
like half your memory.
that was a
isn't
lot. You know, if you got the 256, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
256, I think it was like 15 gigabytes at that point or something low.
Yeah.
It was a lot of your storage used up if you cared about having music on it. It's just funny.
I had some stupid Microsoft Connect thing in my car then.
Yeah.
And I could never not get it to automatically play that.
Oh,
record.
automatically! I heard about this. Like
That
people get in the
frickin'
car
record.
and it would just automatically play.
It's like, no.
Everyone just really wanted everyone to know that record.
Well, I don't want to know it.
Yeah.
It's a rainy day here in Michigan,
It is.
and I decided the other day I got a notification to go. I'm just going to rant for a second. I got to a little bit. You guys feel free. I'm going to ask you about this, but I went to Costco, home of big giant boxes of things.
Mm.
And if you have bred a large family, 5 to 10 kids or something, I
That's a lot.
completely preface this by saying I understand the need for such a store. But I went to Costco and I went to buy something thinking that I had a membership that was intact. And once again, it was not.
You don't automatically renew?
I thought I did. And I thought for the third time that I've signed up for such a thing. So I'm standing in the line. And I've got not that much stuff, probably like $50 worth of stuff.
Sure.
And I get to the checkout, and the lady's like, Costco card? And I hand her the Costco card, and I'm loading all the stuff onto the conveyor belt. And she goes, your membership's expired. Kind of like in the same way with the same attitude that you would get like if you went into a bar and tried to order a drink with an expired license, and they would be like, we're not going to be able to serve you. Most bars. Some bars don't care. But like if you tried to do anything with an expired license and they kind of treat you like you need to come in with a proper updated
Yeah,
ID.
they treat you like a subpar citizen.
Yeah, but as is always the case whenever I'm in Costco, the line is like 8 carts deep. So I
Yeah.
kind of feel like everyone behind me is like the Christmas elf in Christmas Story. And they're like, come on, kid, hurry up. Santa doesn't have all day. And the lady's like,
He doesn't.
sir, you're going to need to take your items and go around the corner to guest services and renew your membership. And I was just like embarrassed because I thought that it had been renewed. I didn't argue with the lady, but I was kind of like, is there any way I could just like pay for these items and then go over there and not? And she's like, nope, you're going to have to come all the way back through and stand in the line again. So my frustration level is high already because you know me, you guys know me, and you know that I'll reach a certain point where even if I desire something, my desire to leap through the hurdles that are presented in front of me, my energy gets sucked out of that. And sometimes I'm willing to forego the thing I want in lieu of getting it because I don't want to go through the hassle. This is another one of those cases. I go over, and I go over to the membership desk, and they tell me that the membership didn't renew because the membership tier that I belong to, they got rid of. And so because I needed to make...
That's why. That's unfortunate.
They sent me several emails telling me that I needed to
That
go
you
into
didn't
my
read.
email. They had sent me an email telling me I need to create an account in the Costco app, log into the Costco app, which I never use, then decide on a package or a membership renewal package, choose that, and then it would renew. I would have to do all these steps in order to not have my membership just completely expire. And they sent me one email telling me that I needed to do this, which is super easy for me to miss because I get 30, 40 emails a day.
Yeah.
And some of them are junk.
Right. And Costco emails are typically junk.
Costco's emails, unfortunately, 99.9% of the ones I get from them are like, the print center's changing their policy with the whatever that photo thing.
Yeah.
You printed pictures there once on mine, and like
Yeah.
now I get Shutterfly. That's Costco's not using Shutterfly anymore. I get like 20
Yeah.
emails with that, and I'm like, cool.
I
I
even
never
got an
used
email
that.
for that, and
Right.
I had a Costco membership like 8 years ago,
Okay.
and I still get I got the occasional
your email's in their list.
Shutterfly
Right.
thing because we're not going to be using this, so make sure to
Right.
get your pictures off of it if you haven't. And I'm like,
I go into the membership area,
those.
and I have to choose this. I said, can I just do it here? And she goes, yes, but then we'll have to cancel your current membership and then create a new membership. And I said, okay, I don't care. That's fine. And she goes, yeah, that's fine. Well, I just want you to know it's going to be $20 more. So I was paying $60,
Yeah,
I think, a year.
for the year, yeah.
And now it's $80.
Wow.
And I said, well, this new tier that I'm moving to, which would be, because I just said pick whichever one is closest to the one that I was on, the replacement for that. And she's like, it's $20 more. And I said, well, is there any benefit? Like, what comes with it? Do I get, like, is it just the ability to come here and spend money?
Yeah.
And after I said that sentence, I'm standing there taking this goofy picture on this background, and they don't let me do it over.
No, you just got to one
Because she's like, it's such a crappy printout. Like, people always want to focus on their pictures, and we just tell them. I'm like, yeah, but they look at it and know it's not me because I'm like, or
yeah.
I got one of these in, now I don't, or something. I never smile with my mouth open. That's going to be the
never
hardest
do.
thing when I get these braces off is like, I'm going to want to show them off, but I'm just going to be all the
Yeah.
time because I'm used to this. But yeah, so I'm standing there. I'm about to take the gorpiest picture of my life because I see it on the screen, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I just go, I'm going to cancel. And she goes, what do you mean? And I go, I don't want to do it. She goes, you don't want to do what? I go, I'm choosing.
I don't want to wear this suit. I don't want to be here
yeah,
anymore.
that's exactly what I just don't. It's basically, I felt like I was quitting a job. I was just like,
I just don't want it.
Don't belong here. I don't really have a giant need to buy giant boxes of stuff. And really what it was like I felt like I had to jump through all these hurdles, and they kind of made me feel like crap in line already, and then they wouldn't let me redo the picture.
Yeah.
I didn't ask, but they told me ahead of time, don't ask to redo the picture. And I was like, so I'm paying extra $20 more. I don't get anything more for it except the ability to come in and probably spend more on products. And the truth about all that stuff is it's really not that much cheaper than going to the regular grocery store.
It's not. It's just more convenient because you can buy it all at
Well,
once, and then it doesn't go.
But you ever notice that those big box pallet stores, it's always like, I would buy a big box of cookies, for instance, or say for my children.
Yeah.
But it's not the cookies that they would particularly want of the flavor they want. It's always like it's the brand that they want.
Brand, but not the
but
exact
it's like
thing.
the generic one,
Yeah, yeah.
or like just Chips Ahoy, but
I
like the regular
do
Chips
like-
Ahoy.
I do like the pre-prepared food, like in the deli
I've
area.
never bought any of that before.
Oh, it's so
Have you,
good. They've got
Kevin?
a bunch of things like
I imagine you
pastas,
have,
and they've
but
got
not me personally. I'm sure my wife has.
salmon, and they've got just a bunch of different things like pasta salads and like
Is it the idea that
It's
they are
good.
selling exclusivity in some way? Because a
Yes.
person who is
yeah.
And I'm not saying this as any type of soft brag or any of that, but you guys know that I would gladly have paid that membership fee, and it wouldn't be a problem monetarily. But it's just the principle of the fact that I feel like I'm just kind of just being like
You're
slightly nickel and dime
paying-
for the right to just shop here.
Yeah, you're
and I'm
no
like,
slightly. I just honestly
the
like
raise
I
and the
stopped
increase, it's
my Costco membership. Like I said, I had it like 8 years ago, and I had it because I wanted to print my Christmas cards off there, and that's the cheapest way to do it is through like Costco or Sam's
Right.
Club. So you just send whatever you created, and then you can print off like 100 and whatever copies, and it's way cheaper than doing it, online via
Right.
Shutterfly just by itself, or like
yeah, and
the
they're nice
Vistaprint
prints.
or
I mean,
whatever.
I've seen the results.
Yeah,
Your
they're nice.
Christmas cards.
So
were
I
nice.
would do that, or like they also offer the yearly Swarovski snowflake ornament every year that you can get for like half the price of buying it at Swarovski or buying it at Macy's. And I collect these things, so that would be a thing for me.
But
to
there's
do.
incentive for you to go
However,
there.
There were two incentives for me to go there, both of which I knew people who had Costco memberships. And if you know a person, then you can just ask them to do it and pay them
Yeah,
back.
you have to.
And so then I was like, why am I paying $50 or $60 a year, whatever it was at the time, to come here and buy a copious amount of toilet paper or a ridiculous amount of, because it's just huge packages of paper towel.
And I understand that.
I'm
It's
not going to
bulk.
buy
It's-
food in bulk because
Right.
at the time my family was 2. Now my family is me. So like I have
You don't need it.
no
Yeah, well,
reason
okay.
to
so,
go
So
to
like
Costco.
I said at the beginning, if you have a big family, and you have a lot of
Yeah.
mouths to feed, or
Then that makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
But-
we have friends who have a lot of kids.
Yeah,
And
but
it
I
would
am
make sense
not
for them to go
one
there.
of
But
those people.
I carried a Costco membership for 4 years. Do either of you know why? The only reason I carried that membership for what I needed to buy there?
Paper towels.
No,
Oh, I don't know that.
you didn't think about it. Think about what I would always buy there.
Liquor.
Yes,
And you don't need a
specifically
membership for it.
the
Kirkland brand
Kirkland
liquor.
brand
And you don't need a
Canadian
membership for that.
whiskey.
You can go in
do.
and
It's
buy-
delicious.
No,
I
you
don't
can
don't need a
you can buy
membership.
liquor without the membership. You can just go buy the liquor,
They can't require a
and you
membership for
can
liquor.
you can
Why
buy
is
the
that?
prescriptions there
Some
too.
state law.
It's our state law?
Yep,
That's interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
yep. You can
Well,
buy the
anyway,
liquor there,
so
and you can buy
ignorantly,
prescriptions.
I have been carrying a membership, and I haven't bought it. To be honest, after COVID, it went on like hiatus. It's they're the Canadian whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Super good. I mean, it's just mixes with anything. It's good, straight up. I mean, it's just a fantastically well-made product,
It
but
is.
it is not worth me paying
$80
a year extra in addition to the cost of it. And it's and for a half gallon of it, it's about the same price as buying a thing of Crown. It's real close to what a
but the Crown thing is tiny compared to the giant.
No, I mean that size of Crown. It's roughly.
It's about the same.
It roughly boils out to the same. Well, if you take you amortize the cost right into
the vodka though was a very good deal at Costco.
But of the membership, and then you look at how much you would have to buy quite a few of them to.
Sure,
really
I mean, if we were having a bunch of parties all the time, or like whatever, if you had a bar business or something like that, then I feel like that would have been good. But nobody wants to drink Kirkland brand vodka. There are a lot
of bars that I have seen that have Kirkland as their well.
Sure,
and really, honestly,
I
think that's fine because the truth is. Like, we have Amway Corporation in Grand Rapids, and they're in Ada, Michigan, true, but it's a suburb of Grand Rapids. They make products for Suave, and they make products for Johnson & Johnson, and all of these big companies.
Laura Mercier.
These distilleries, Jack Daniels and large outfits like that, do all of these small batches of the same product and then put a different label on it for these stores like Costco.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Kirkland brand golf ball.
Yeah.
Is the same golf ball as the Pro V1.
Okay, there it is.
The same exact golf ball.
I mean, there's lots of stuff like this, especially if it's an imported product too.
Yeah.
You'll tend to see a rebranding of that.
Yeah.
I never really bought the prepared food or the
it was good though.
The vat of potato salad
good.
or whatever. But I don't have a need.
You know what? I had said this for in the past. But I've been married. For my wedding, I had my mom make
Costco pizza.
I had cake.
I know you love
Costco cake.
Yeah.
I got sheet cakes for my wedding, and everyone kept complimenting me. They kept coming up. I have never had such delicious wedding cake. Where did you get this? And I was like, my mom made it. Because she did. She made the physical cake that we cut.
Right.
But I mean, then we took the cake back and served everyone sheet cakes, and everyone was blown away. The cake is good. It's really good.
Costco cake is good, and the pizza's not bad. I mean, really, honestly, they're prepared.
The pizza is so good, and when you go in there,
excitement.
I used to go in there.
Are you all one excited white?
I am an excited white. I used to go in there and get the smoothie and a pizza and a churro, and you walk out of there in like $3-4, and you are full.
Like, but you have to have membership.
You don't?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I don't think so.
You have to have a membership
for the food at the front.
Yeah, you do. You can't even get in. How would I get in to buy alcohol when I can't even get through Gestapo
you have to
checking
walk
a checkpoint?
The if you don't have a membership, you have to walk.
You have to walk in through the exit. I feel like
you
you can buy the food at the front because I've been in several times without a membership.
I'll show you because I am
an ex-member.
I am an executive member of Costco.
Well, you pay the even higher one.
Well, that's the higher tier. I pay for it, but I don't pay for it. So the business that my wife and I own.
And maybe
really more her than
so that's another need I hadn't
thought.
But
I feel like that's a good idea for businesses.
Right, it is to get large.
Like the paper towels.
Paper towel, toilet paper, coffee cups.
Yeah.
Big families and businesses
coffee.
benefit from Costco.
The huge boxes of like the what do you call them? The Keurig cups or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
but it's crap.
No, it's good.
The Keurig ones that I bought all of their they're crap.
But they're great for like free giveaways. Like
they're great to put in if you're in a waiting area or something. I'm just saying, I was excited. Like I've had the Costco coffee and the beans that unground, and it was decent.
Mm-hmm.
And then I brought some of their like K cups back, and made it, and the coffee tastes just like
doo-doo
like a paper bag.
Our primary thing, other than buying stuff for that, is like during boating season, I buy a bunch of snack stuff there.
That makes sense
because people come on our boat. You guys come on our boat.
That makes sense. I was honestly thinking when I heard that when you just said that, I was like, oh, I bet that's where they get all the snacks on the boat.
But how inconvenient would renewing your membership need to be for you to be in my
If we didn't have the business, I don't think we would have a membership.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah.
So you utilize it because you already have it.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily saying you would spend your own money on it.
I don't think so. For the things that we buy outside of the need for that, like the 36 pack of Coke Zero is a good deal.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. But
but I wouldn't go out of my way to do it.
Do you get gas there?
No, never.
I have, and
it's better though, isn't it?
It's not because here's the thing, I might spend Again, this is probably, then it sounds like, based on what you guys have said, that the whole reason that not up in arms, but the whole reason that I am choosing my convenience over jumping through their hoops is because of the same reason. when I have gone and got Costco gas, the line has been so astronomically long and taken me so much more time than it normally would if I just had gone over to the local
That's
marathon
That's
or
true.
the 7-Eleven.
And use
or whatever.
Upside, and then you
And
get.
then well, that's the thing, and I can get credit, or like
Yeah.
with some of the grocery stores around here allow us to have.
I get Flavor Flav gas.
Yeah, they they give us a
Family
discount coupon if you
Flavor
spend $50 or
Flav.
more in a certain grocery store here. They give you a coupon for 5 to 10
It's
cents
about the
off
same
depending.
discount.
And that's the thing. And it's the same discount as you would get at Costco or a Sam's, and you don't have to sit in a line waiting with everybody with a Gestapo checkpoint to get through there. You have to show your membership ID.
You're all about these Gestapos.
Because that's what it
checkpoints.
feels like. It feels like Nazi Germany when I go to Costco. I'm sorry.
I don't.
There are
I
a
feel
line
like
of people
that's an
standing there
exaggeration.
with their ID, being checked at a checkpoint, and then when I buy something, they check my receipt. It's like I'm doubted from the moment I come in there. I felt like, and maybe I just have a guilty complex, but I feel like I'm doubted from the moment I come in there that I have a membership. I am. Then I don't have a membership, as it turns out. I'm treated
You fool.
like an idiot in the line,
Yes.
made to feel loudly by this gregarious woman.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love a
You need to go
gregarious
over
woman.
there. I guess you should have checked before you came in.
It's like a 90s movie.
Yeah, it's like, tell him Large Marge sent you. It's just like, and I'm just like, this is a lot of energy being put into making me feel bad.
I love a gregarious woman, though.
But it's all
weird.
right to
It's
do.
weird too because they put U scans in there now.
yeah.
But you have to get your card out and show the back picture that looks like absolute trash.
Doo-doo butt, yeah.
That's the thing. It looks like
to a
you
person-
took a scan of a real picture on an early copy
Right.
machine. Like,
Yeah.
But you gotta show that to a person and then go up and then
Yeah.
the whole point of a U scan so I don't have to interface with you.
I took your senior picture and made it into a dot matrix.
Cute.
Pretty much that's exactly what mine looks like.
Let me
Design.
see. Can I see it?
Yeah.
We should flash it up. Never mind. We should not do that
Don't.
because then it's got all your information on it.
Yeah, the picture. I just want to see it. We won't put it.
Oh
on camera.
wow. We
Can I
should
see
flash
it?
up the picture.
Yeah, we'll just take a screen grab. Wow, you definitely look like you might be showcased as a murderer.
Yeah.
It's the
literally.
blue background.
Yeah.
It's
Nobody
the blue
looks
background.
Anybody who it's a photo
It's
taken
so
on a blue
bad.
background honestly
yours
just looks
in
like a
color,
criminal.
though, or was
No,
yours
mine was
black and white?
completely
Mine
black
was
and
black
white.
and white.
Yeah, mine looked like it had been.
Oh, maybe the executives get color.
Oh, look at you!
Fancy,
You get to look like John
fancy.
Wayne Gacy on the back of your Costco car. That is great, and not because you do, because
I
of
always
blue
felt
background.
like it did look like a mugshot.
If
It
I
just
took
didn't
that
look good.
picture,
But it is
in
better
that-
than my passport. My current passport
you would
picture
probably
is
look
foul.
good. My picture for
My
that I
passport
would
photo
look
looks
like.
good.
My passport picture is terrible,
had-
and I
we-
asked to retake it, and she's like, "No, it's fine."
We had honestly
tempted
we
to
did
go
ours
back
at the
and do it
post
again.
office and really good service. I think we took like 3 or 4.
Wow,
The woman was
that's
actually
what I
really,
should have done. I should have gone
really
to
nice,
Doug
which is rare
at
to
the
give a
post
compliment to the
office.
post office.
Shout out to Doug at the post
No,
office.
where do you want to go from here? Is what I was saying.
Yeah, where do you want to go today?
Yeah, where do you want to go today?
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Well,
have some more of this
I've
prosecco.
got a few would you rather questions.
Oh no.
Just a few, just literally 3. So this will be a small segment that I think will be amusing.
Yeah, a small
A
segment.
small smackerel of a
Featuring
segment.
A small woman gives a small segment. Go
Yes.
ahead. Go ahead with
A
a
wee
small segment.
segment.
A wee segment.
So, would you rather speak in rhymes or speak with a different accent every day for the rest of your life?
Every time I speak, it would be a different accent. So it'd be like, hello, how do that saying words, try different way.
No.
Like,
Each day you have a different accent. So one day you'll
So
have
like-
a French accent or
and then
something,
the next day you
and
might
then the
be
next
like,
day
hello.
you might be like this one, or you
Oh,
might
you
be
talk
like,
like this?
hello. Like you might have just a ridiculous accent
any-
that
but they're all
isn't-
speaking English?
Maybe it's not even a real Yeah, you have to speak English. You're speaking English every time, unless you speak another language, and then you would speak that in a different language.
Otherwise,
accent.
it's
like you'd speak Spanish in a French accent.
so.
Be like, hola, comment está? Comment t'as la vue? Well, that one is French, so it is fine. You know,
so you're
it'd be like
speaking
that.
French. I understand.
No, I
That's
was speaking Spanish with a
Yes,
French accent
but
at first.
in this case, though, I have to ask about the rhyming.
Gemarte
Do I have to think about the
Anase.
rhymes, or when I'm thinking about saying something, like I'm saying
It
I
would
want to have a bagel,
naturally-
and it'll come out. Please give me the round disc. I'll give you cash for this.
I
You
mean,
know,
it
or
doesn't
something
have
like.
to be melodically, like, you know, rhythmically.
But I mean, how else am I going to spit
yeah,
out a
you would
rhyme?
have to be rhythmic, I
But
guess,
am
to
I
be in
thinking
a
about
rhyme.
it, or is it just have to come
It
out?
would just have to come out.
I think the
How
rhyme.
would you rhyme with orange?
Orange.
Nothing rhymes with orange.
Orange
Is
does.
that true?
I don't know. It's the same.
Yeah, nothing rhymes with orange.
I think you could
except
make it
orange.
work. I think I could make like how
You
in
could
the
do it
heck
like
did this
Eminem.
orange get inside my nice made porridge? You know,
But that's not a real rhyme.
Sure it is. Sure it
The
is.
change the
It's
inflection of
simile,
the
right?
word to do it.
It's simile. It's the amount of
I'm
syllables.
gonna answer though. I speak in rhymes. I'd bust those rhymes, bust the rhymes.
If
I'd
I
just speak in
didn't
a
feel like I
different
would
accent.
be immediately recognized as a Batman villain for doing that, like you know, I mean,
That's
you know,
exactly where my mind went
like
too.
Kevin's gonna start all of a sudden coming in with these green question marks on his shirt, and we're just like,
That's exactly where my mind went. I'm
riddle
like,
me this,
that seems
riddle me
villainous.
that. Who is this that catches the bat? You know,
Villainous,
like-
villainous.
I think I just did that in the Joker voice of,
You did.
but I just love.
Because of the green
Yeah.
question
I do love a
marks.
Mark Hamill Joker just so much that
Mark Hamill.
if he looked, hello bats. Yeah, I mean, it's so good. Yeah. I sometimes just would turn on Arkham City and I wouldn't even play it because I had finished it, you know, and I'm just like when I hear
The best is you watch the new He-Man and then you hear a little bit of it.
Skeletor. Yeah. Mark
I want to
Hamill's
watch it. I wanna watch it.
pretty good.
I haven't seen it.
I would take the different accent, and I would and I say this
It doesn't
under
have to be a
duress,
real accent either.
because it's like whether do I want to be a Batman villain or literally be accused of culture appropriation everywhere I go and every person I speak
That's
to.
funny.
Like, I would like to order a venti mocha with 2 cups of, you know, like, you are not Indian, sir.
They'd be like, how do you know that? How dare
Somebody-
you assume my cultural
The worst
appropriation?
part about it,
sir, you're the whitest white we know about your show.
The
It's about
accent that
wine.
we
Have
chose
you
for
watched
you.
Bollywood? There are some white-looking people on there. So
Wow.
there you
Is
go.
it like Spanish culture though, or Hispanic culture, where the lighter skin, the
I
more
don't know
esteemed
anything about Indian or Bollywood culture at all. I only know.
Bollywood is a
It's just
term for
it's just
films
it's
made
just
in
films.
India.
I don't know about that culture at all. I don't know.
It's not a
about it.
culture; it's just film culture.
Film
It's just the
culture.
same-
That's what I'm
in
saying.
fact,
I don't know
it's
about
a very
it.
good pantomime of U.S. Hollywood film culture.
Yes,
It's very-
and I don't know anything
What
about
were
it.
you gonna say?
I was gonna say like it would be your luck that it would be the accent pick for you that day. That would be everyone that you interacted with would be of that accent. So you just look like you're mocking them.
Right.
Yeah, unless you just blend it in.
I'm like, I'd go to a family gathering, and that's the day I'd have a nice Southern drawl all day. Well, hello, Father. Well, hello, Mother. How are you today? It's a fine day out here on the knoll for a stroll. Oops, I'm still rhyming. I guess it's criming. I'm going to do both at the same time.
You're gonna have to do both. That sounds
Right.
good.
My dad would be like, leave.
Your dad, though, he goes into
Leave. He
accents
doesn't like the
upon.
Southern-
Your dad goes into accents
because-
upon request.
Yeah, well, that's just because he's an offensive.
He
And
mocks.
No,
That's
I
what
mean
does.
he has a real accent that he can go back
he
to.
does. Yes, he does. But that's the reason that I think that my dad, having a real accent that he's learned to mask,
Yeah.
makes him feel
Makes
like it
him
gives
feel
him
like he's
carte blanche to
Well,
be anyone else
okay.
he wants to be.
So if you have an accent,
as
you
you know,
move
you
to
know, you don't
another
wanna offend
country
people.
and you blend in with that accent, then that's a fake accent.
Yeah, I understand.
You're speaking the same language, but you adapt to a different language or accent. That's a fake accent for
But
you.
let's
That
say
is a
your
mask.
grandmother who
And
is
so
from Puerto Rico
putting on a
moves to
different
Mexico,
accent.
right, and starts
Sure.
speaking there. Over time, talking to people in Spanish and hearing them reply in the different dialect, I think naturally she would start to speak as they do and not even realize it. I
Probably
think you
not.
localize
Absolutely.
yourself
Probably
to whatever
not.
the language, the
Only
vernacular
she
is
might
around
use
that.
the words, but I think her accent is stuck because she came to New York when she was 14 years old, and she has not lost the Spanish accent when she speaks English. However, when we went back to Puerto Rico,
Yeah. They thought she sounded
people
different.
they thought she sounded
Right,
like an
she'd been in
American.
the US. Right. Well, I mean, but
Which
she's been
I was
talking-
like, she's got such a strong accent in English, but yet she apparently has an American accent in Spanish. Although when I was there, they were thinking I was from like Argentina or something.
Right. Well, when my cousin was here from Madrid, and just the short time he was in the U.S., when he goes back, you know, they say they notice a difference in the way he sounds
Yeah.
because he's been listening to all of us talk.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, when I came back from Mexico, people were saying like when I would speak English, that I would say like okay, you know, like because you'd say okay in Spanish, it's just okay. It's just like a differentiation in the vowel pronunciation.
It's a placement.
And because of that, people were like, "You sound weird," and I'm like, "All right,
Yeah, that's why they say you speak Spanish like a baby,
yeah."
because you learn Spanish.
Well, I
from
kind
a
of did
baby.
learn it from a
I mean, that's it.
baby. I was watching a 3-year-old quite a bit,
What's
and
your
he was
next
teaching me
question?
all the animalitos.
No, I don't. I
The
don't.
animalitos.
Don't do it. I was trying to head it off before she went into it.
All
It was
right.
a whole talk like a baby Spanish.
Anyway,
diatribe.
my answer is I'd rather speak in a different accent all the time because I don't want to have to be bothered and burdened by speaking in rhymes. And I don't want to appear like a villain. I would just rather appear like a culturally appropriative person.
Inappropriate person.
Cultural appropriation.
I see.
Yeah. Cultural appropriative.
I'm saying you'd be a culturally
inappropriative person. Yes.
What do you think of this prosecco?
I
to
love
speak
it.
in an accent.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I do love.
Vini Vici, it's delicious.
Yes, it's very nice.
It makes me want to buy a Ferrari and
I would love a Ferrari.
drive to the countryside, cheering.
I'd even love a red Ferrari.
Yeah.
The second would you rather is would you rather have hands for feet
Yes.
or feet for hands?
Well, hands for feet.
So I had 4 hands. if
Yep.
I chose.
Yeah.
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 It'd be like a primate.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Absolutely.
I'm in.
Hands for feet 100%.
I think.
I'd be able to balance so much better and like walk on things and
Hold
like,
on. Devil's advocate.
do it.
If I went all feet, though. I mean, okay.
Can you write with your feet?
I don't care about that. I never use at this day and
How
age.
often do you write now?
Yeah,
anyways?
that's the whole thing. I never
Pretty
really
frequently.
use handwriting anyway. And honestly, I'm dysgraphic, so my handwriting looks like the scribblings of a madman to begin with, or a deranged doctor writing a script really quick.
Yeah, your handwriting's bad. Mine's good.
Well, great. Thanks. Good for you. Anyway,
welcome. Thank you.
the point is, if I had all these feet for hands,
good about it.
and then I had regular feet, I could like go into the UFC as like the donkey
And
boy,
just kick people.
you know, and then like they try to wrestle me,
So
and I
you're
have a
gonna-
foot to like get out.
So you would change your entire life if you had
Well, I'm
feet
saying
for hands.
if let's say that he chose hands, he would be
Yeah.
a celebrity for having all 4 hands. But like, I would
Maybe
be.
it might be embarrassing to have hands for feet.
It might
know?
because shoes would be an impossibility.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, really, you'd have to
Well,
get.
unless you had narrow hands like me, and then you could just fit them in there, and
You'd have to get like baby
It'd be
shoes.
painful, though. I think.
Because okay, is the caveat you didn't? This is a detail,
Do
but
you
I'm
have
gonna.
wrists instead of ankles now?
Well, do you have the same size hand as your foot size if you swap them out?
yeah, you'd have to probably.
Well, no. I mean, that would just be a foot, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be the same size. Your hand would just be longer. Like so, like if I'm.
But as a foot, in place of your foot, as your hand grow.
your
to
hand
be-
grows.
Let's
on
say
your
that
foot.
I'm a size 10 and a half. Does my hand grow to be a 10 and a half shoe?
Your hands on your legs would be that same size as your feet are.
But
yeah,
then
'cause
I
they
would have
to
10 and a
support
half inch
you.
hands too.
No. Your hands stay the same. It's just would you rather have that for this or this for that? But they would stay the same size in order for you to walk about, you know.
Otherwise, you just have these two. I
And I
imagine at the end
that
of your
your
hands,
feet as
the
hands,
feet as hands would just be like an ankle
feet
at
as
the
hands
end.
would be the same size as your hand is now. So
But it'd be turned
you
up
might
like the
have
end of your
feet,
leg
but it
constantly.
would be this size.
Okay, so just tiny little feet on the end of your.
Yeah, just tiny little feet.
Well, then that changes my answer. My answer was never going to be feet anyway. I'd have all hands like a primate.
Yeah.
We've seen that work.
Seems better.
The evidence to suggest having all feet or
Yeah.
hooves. Should have thrown that one in there.
You could give
Would
Ooh.
you go
people
for
high
hooves?
fives at
I
the
would
same
never
time.
go for hooves.
Would you change your feet to hooves if you had the
No.
ability to do so?
Never.
No.
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 Because I subscribe to a lot of like hoof
What?
trimming
Huh?
channels on YouTube. I just like to watch things at night before I go to bed. It relaxes me.
Trimming?
So I'll watch horse and cow hoof trimmings.
What kind of dark web crap is this?
No, it's very interesting.
While I'm looking up how to murder my co-hosts
And
on
it's
my
just
show,
like
I'm
you have to.
I was online,
There's a
they
lot
sent me
of
some hoof
maintenance that goes
pictures.
into
Black
having a
mark.
hoof.
dark web hoof.
So I just don't really want to deal with that, especially like because we're on cement and wood flooring and stuff like that, which is bad for hooves. So you would constantly have to be like, carving them out. You'd have to invest in a lot of expensive like
Yeah, I
knives,
understand.
very sharp things in
Yeah,
order
okay.
to like kind of like model them out and stuff. I just am not
Well,
interested in that.
So you're saying the reason that you are answering no to having hooves is just because you watch a lot of sick videos on the
I
internet?
love sick videos. Like when a hoof becomes like abscessed or something, or if it's got digital dermatitis or like
You like pus and stuff. You like that to see.
I
squirting
don't
out
like to see the pus. I like to see it expressed and fixed. I like to see something get resolved.
So you feel like it's a positive when you watch a man's face covered in blackheads be extracted slowly over the course of an hour, which you watch.
Yeah,
I've watched, you
like
watch.
I'll watch.
It's so sick.
Like,
Dude,
because
she's,
usually that
watching it
person will
before
come
bed.
in.
She's watching this video of a guy. He's got these massive impacted looking blackheads. They're like
Or steatocystomas, or like
a pour of winer. And
dilated pores
she's
of
just
winer.
watching, but
like,
this guy got
very
several of them,
interesting.
and they're just pulling them out of these. It doesn't even look almost like pus anymore. It's just like these feathery.
Well, no, it's not pus.
So gross.
It's
just
just
sloughed off.
sebum,
Yeah, I mean,
or
but
like,
it's so gross. We have just eaten a meal or something, and we'll be like sitting down or like relaxed, whatever, and I'll look over at her phone, and she's just like,
yeah. I enjoy it a lot. I just
gross.
like to watch
Yeah.
things get expressed or like alleviated or resolved. I like to see something that's
Just
not
it's not
great
in your
go
life.
back to health.
I'm just kidding.
No, I mean I had a
Just
little.
it's not in your life.
I had yeah.
The
okay.
terms that people always use, like
It's fine.
move on, express, alleviate.
I mean,
like a commercial.
Yeah, I mean, in my life that would be great too.
Right.
Yeah, I had a little blackhead today that I expressed
no.
myself,
Nope,
and that
nope.
was nice. It was very like I was like, oh, it's like a video. It's fun.
Next question.
Next question.
I want to talk about
Moving on.
Moving on.
I forgot what it was. Would you rather be super good looking with a low IQ, or vice versa?
Well, I'm not going to choose one because I'm one of those already.
Which one? Super good looking
You know
or
what it's like
high
to be
IQ?
really, really ridiculously
Good looking.
Ridiculously good looking with a low IQ. Like, man,
No, I
he
don't.
had a face that was great to look upon.
Brains
and a
and
brain
beauty,
that was
double
plastic.
threat guy.
Like,
David has a high IQ.
I would rather be intelligent and ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Because I
actually, no, it's not true.
Can I be me?
No,
It's
because
not
your
true.
beauty is fading, and you're never going to hold on to it forever.
You
And
know
then,
what,
and it
though?
would much rather be an intelligent, wise old man.
Okay,
I don't
but
suppose
what
wisdom
if?
comes with
But
intelligence.
what if the good lookingness extended into your elderly years? Like the pictures that I was showing you of like very attractive men with long silvery hair. That
Because
are
we
just
watched
like,
Roadhouse, and she's all about Sam Elliott.
Oh, he's
from
so
original
hot.
Roadhouse,
He
and
is
she's
so
just like-
hot.
She's
He's
just
so
like,
good looking.
I know. Like,
Yeah,
no,
sometimes
like
I was
into
literally
the, not
watching
into
that movie. I'm
Swayze,
like,
into Sam Elliott. I was
Swayze
like,
is not attractive to me in any way, and then Sam Elliott comes on. I'm like, who is this man?
He's like, oh, see my scar.
Yes, I do. And I was like, I did want to see
I think
it.
we ran it back.
No, we didn't run that part
Oh,
back.
We ran his
Yeah.
hair back.
Well, we ran his hair back for sure.
She
I
was
was
like,
like,
hold
can we
up, I
just
got
can we
the
rewind?
TV that we watched this movie on is like it was like a kind of like a hotel TV. It was like it wouldn't run back exactly perfect,
My TV is terrible.
and so we had to run it back like 5 minutes just to see the hair come out one more
I
time.
just needed it. I just needed it in my life.
She
And
tries
I
to
was
talk
like,
me into doing.
Well, I'm like, once you
this.
go gray, can you just do that? And he's like, no. And I'm like, but it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's so.
It's basically
so
like the
nice.
Gavin Rossdale from Bush haircut from the 90s.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
She wants me
great.
to
I
have
love
that.
it. And no one in that movie was attractive. There was a couple women that were attractive, but yeah, he was the only attractive
The names
man. in
don't.
it.
Yeah.
No,
Don't watch
not,
the new one.
Not attractive.
Don't watch the new one.
The new one is terrible.
spend
If
any-
you want to
any
kill some
time.
brain cells, watch the new one.
Yeah, if
I
you've
mean, it
sup-
was straight
if
to
you've huffed- if
streaming
you've
or
huffed
DVD
some,
or
like-
whatever, but like I
No,
mean,
it was straight to Prime.
right, straight to Prime.
But you had to have a membership
that's
to watch it,
basically like
so think
straight to
about
VHS or straight to DVD.
It is,
you know
but
it's
it
going to be
isn't.
terrible.
I don't think so. Wouldn't you rather? Okay,
No.
so would you rather, if you're a filmmaker, have your movie go to the theater where you have to advertise, market, put a bunch of effort into it beyond a trailer, right? Do promotions with fast food companies and do all the other shtick that all the movie studios have done, or go to the second largest subscribe to video service where it automatically will get put on
And
the
people
front page
are just
and
going to
people
be
will
like,
watch
oh,
it.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, because there was a hype engine around that with the UFC and then Conor McGregor being in it.
Conor
and,
McGregor was the
only
only good
good
part
thing
of
about
that
that
whole
movie,
movie.
honestly.
The only redeemable part of that movie. He comes in, I'm like, this guy's funny and hilarious and great. Like, hey,
This guy's hilarious, funny, and great. He looked mean in that movie, honestly.
yeah, he looked great.
Gyllenhaal was in good shape,
He
but the
looked
movie
great.
had people were doing things in that movie for no reason at all. There's no plot.
Stupid.
It's
There's
like a Neil
no
Breen
plot.
movie. Neil Breen makes a better movie
The only
than
thing that
whoever
made
made
me
that
upset
movie.
about, well, no,
It's like Neil
everything.
Breen with a budget. Honestly, that's what it
Neil
felt
Breen
like.
with a. That's what we said.
Yeah.
I was like, this is literally like a Neil Breen movie with a better
We're too
budget,
snooty for-
but not
for
as
Neil-
good.
We're too snooty because she leans over to me at one point during the movie. She's just like, "Do you think that we have to finish this?"
I did not want to finish it. It was a waste of time. Like, okay.
But conversely, we
sometimes-
spent like 4 hours watching Megalodon and Megalodon 2, and
Great.
we loved it.
Great.
We were like entertained.
That
from
was
start to finish.
hilarious.
But you like the original Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The original Roadhouse was
We shouldn't
entertaining
have
and
back
good.
them.
No.
Because the only correlation
the
between the two
problem
is the
was-
name that one of the characters is named Dalton and there's fighting in it.
The problem was that I had not seen the original and I didn't know if I needed to see it before seeing the new one. And so I saw the original and was like, all right, I see where that lies in history and how good that is for the time. And also I quite enjoyed it. And then we watched the next one. I was just like,
She'd never seen it.
I mean, we got 30 minutes in and I was like, nothing's happened yet. I'm confused about what the plot is.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I guess I was expecting it to be like a remake.
It was like if my 10-year-old had written a movie using pains as like
No,
that's how
because
they
I've
said
seen
it.
her stuff and it's much better than this.
Maybe I'm doing her a disservice.
You are. You're insulting your child.
Did I answer the question?
You did. You said you'd rather be a high IQ and ugly, and so did you.
I think because beauty doesn't last.
No,
and it
but
fades,
here's my
and
thing.
yes,
What
I
if-
could look like an old man, but
what
I
if
didn't
the
even know
beauty lasts
It doesn't.
your whole life? But what if it does? What if you are considered
Well, that's-
very attractive
But
for your
some
whole
people
life?
find stupidity unattractive.
It's true. I think I would rather be stupid and attractive because I
There it
know what it gets me at this point.
You're so vain.
It's true. I think the song is about me.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
The annual train coming through that we can't. If you hear it, this train has been. It's the same train. It comes through all the time. But it never is. It's not always on when we film. But we've got the window open because it's been particularly warm in the studio today. And my God, that train
I'm a
is
train.
just blaring. It
He
never
likes to
stops.
sing to us.
Kind of like. It'll be.
No, but I mean, okay. There is this such thing as pretty privilege, and I will admit that I'm not the most pretty, but the pretty that I do have, I've used to my advantage, and I feel like that does me a lot better than being a woman who is intelligent, because the intelligence that I do have gets pushed back on quite a bit in normal life. I feel
See,
like
and I
people
feel like
get
as a
angry
man-
at me for coming up and being like, well, actually, this is a thing. You love when I do well, actually. So,
You do. You
and
are.
I've
you
had
are-
Well,
actually.
I've had past boyfriends that I thought
Point
were
of
very
inquiry.
intelligent who would say some things that were not true, and I'm like, well, actually, no, and this is a thing.
Your
And
whole family is a group of actuallys,
yeah,
except your mother.
my mom is not a well.
And if you say the
actually.
wrong thing about a baked good or something that happened in the past, she's a actually. It just depends. It is.
She's not a well
She is
actually.
a situational actually. Everyone in your family is actually. That's it. Everyone, all of them.
That's
I don't
probably
interact.
why I am a well actually.
I try to engage with any. It was very little data that could be interpreted as needing backup as I can in those engagements. I'm just like the sun
I
is out.
enjoy a well
Can't
actually
refute
person
that.
though.
I'm like the sun is out. We're breathing oxygen, and that's food.
Your dad's a well actually too, isn't he?
No, my dad is a asks you a question and then never listens to the answer.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
did that to me.
so what is it that you guys are doing out there? And I'm like, well, Dad, we're looking at a new.
Anyway, so-
like, I'm glad that you decided to come here. It's great that you're here.
I love it.
And I'm alive, and you're alive. Yeah, I was going to tell you about the question that you just asked.
That's not important anymore.
Oh no, you answered it. You said yes.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like as a woman, being intelligent is not as well received as being attractive. So I think because of that, I would choose being attractive over
Do you think
intelligent.
if you could step out of your own
Way?
sexuality for a second as a woman and answer the question as a human being coming fresh into the world, knowing that
then
you,
I would rather be intelligent than
There
good
it is.
looking. But
Yeah.
as I know myself as of now and the experiences that I've had already, then I would choose to be attractive over intelligent. Because I feel like during my years through school and high school and college, I think it would have benefited me to be more attractive than it would have been to be intelligent. And I don't think I became...
So wait, you're choosing this knowing full well that if you were fresh coming into the world, you just choose intelligence. But knowing that there's a pretty privilege, you're willing to choose that,
Yeah.
knowing in advance that it comes with stigma, and you wouldn't know that you were being stigmatized.
Right,
Is it
I would just...
stigmatized? Is that right?
Yeah. Right?
Stigmatic?
I have an astigmatism.
I don't think
Wow.
a stigma. I don't think a person who applies stigmas to
Yeah.
someone is a stigmatic.
No. Probably not.
Oh God.
I am enjoying the English language and this Prosecco today.
It's a lovely
Obviously,
Prosecco.
we should all choose beauty.
We
based
probably
Yeah,
should
they-
choose beauty.
Because of what you're saying is we all have faces for radio. Please. The best thing the exciting minds can do is just turn the cameras right off.
It's probably true.
Ooh.
We should.
But how would we show
we
this
should be more
beautiful bottle?
modest.
We have so much beauty to impart, not to do with us, but in the products that we bring, right?
Products
And the alleged joy we choose
like
to
this
impart.
delicious Daccordo di Dacci,
You just want to speak in Italian voice.
She
I
just
think.
wants to speak
Yes.
Dothraki.
Well, no,
what
that's
she
why
wants
we
to speak.
automatically. Yeah, Dothraki.
which means okay,
Dracarys.
okay, give us
Because
Prosecco.
yesterday, or not yesterday, this was last week. For no reason at all, she's just like, remember that episode in Game of Thrones where they poured gold all over that guy's face? And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, and he died, and he was like, oh,
I
and
was
he
like,
just
actually, they
I was
didn't
like,
just
that
pour
would be
it all over
awful
his face. They
because
poured
you
it down his throat.
burned your finger, and I was like, imagine that happening, dying that way, like
I-
dying.
Dragon cannot
I was
killed by
soldering.
fire.
I was soldering something, and because I was holding the. It was in a car situation, and I had a portable soldering iron.
And then I was like, now imagine being murdered that way,
Just
like
like,
having
that's
it
where she
poured all
goes.
over into your mouth and down your throat. And you're like,
I'm like, gold though, like, ugh.
I love
it's an
gold.
I
expensive
think
way
you
to
would go
die.
into shock pretty quick. I don't think that you would suffer. Certainly, you would feel
You would
the pain.
suffer probably
But
for at least 10 seconds, and that's a long time while suffering.
Yeah, I might even be as long as a minute.
He wasn't the dragon. If he was the dragon,
He wasn't.
He wouldn't have been killed.
That's true.
Is there another question or
No,
do
those
you-
were the three. Those
Oh,
were the
there
three.
there was
Yeah.
3 in there.
Mhm,
Well,
those
holy
were the
crap on a
3.
stick, because poop is never on a stick. Except in my childhood, we always used to poop.
What?
We get like if I saw like a huge cow poop or something because we didn't see those
What?
things very
A
often.
cow poop?
Yeah, like a
I
like
thought
a
you
mud
lived
pie.
in Detroit.
No, I mean we did, but like also
Also,
I would go to farms and stuff
why?
and see like cow pies.
Like on a field trip?
Yeah. Okay.
You do know, like right outside of Detroit is just farmland.
Farms.
I didn't know about
So
that.
my parents moved out of the city.
like Novi?
Yeah.
Sure,
Is that cow area?
Not really anymore,
No.
but it was in the 1980s still.
but it's not far out of Detroit.
I'm
to
saying
be
my grandparents had farms, like farmland or had space.
They
and
did?
No, not farm. They were just like in the country. So like cow
Oh.
poop was around. I don't remember, but we would just poke at weird turds with sticks. You know, like we used to take
Weird.
dandelions and rub them in the dog poop and give them to my mom as poop flowers. And be like, smell it. And she'd
Sick.
be like, oh, thanks, kids. And
That's so rude.
Yeah, my sister and I
Your
were-
poor mom.
my sister,
gonna
rats,
ask
throw it
her
in again.
about that.
And you know what's crazy? She continued to fall for it for years. And she'd be like, my kids brought me a bouquet. And they'd all be like, poop.
Why would you do that to your poor mother?
We were bastards. I don't know. We were just like little
That's
kids.
terrible. I'm gonna ask her about that.
Because 80s cartoons were always about
Yeah.
like subterfuge and like, you know, like doing something and pranking somebody. Or like we were watching Nickelodeon and you can't do that on television. And it was like, haha, hated it. You know, like,
Nickelodeon was in the 80s?
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. I only knew it in the 90s because I didn't really exist in the 80s.
You guys know that you can lead a cow
To water?
up a stairway, but you like up a grade, but you can't walk it back down. It will refuse to walk down. It'll go upstairs even. All 4
How does
feet.
it get down?
It will not. It will refuse to come
I
down.
don't know. But that's my brother-in-law. He deals with cows all day.
Ask him.
Yeah.
That's why they always get up into things, and then when they leave the ramps, it's usually not a step down. It's like a grade. They'll go down a grade, but they won't go down steps. You know what I'm saying? They'll
Can
go down
they
a
not
ramp.
see it or something?
Yeah, it's got to be some type of like. I think it's the fact that they have so much mass and such tiny little legs.
Yeah.
Stepping up is different because you're
legs.
lifting that mass, and they're used to lifting that mass. But coming down like a stairway, they see it as an edge. I
Yeah.
think is like the idea. They see it as a ledge and they can't go down. You know, so
Yeah.
cats are thought to be highly intelligent animals. Some of the most intelligent besides primates on the planet. And do you know why this is?
Because they eat their owners after they die.
Everything's real macabre and dark with you lately. Maybe it's
Because
just
they
of our
don't
beautiful-
care about you in any way.
Because they share 90% similarity between our brain and theirs. So it's
That's
no
nice.
surprise that cats are intelligent because they have 90% of a formed human brain as far as structure and likeness.
Bananas
The frontal
have
and rear
98% similarity to humans. So
Well, that makes Skyrim make a whole lot more sense now. No?
Did you say a banana has a 98%?
yeah,
similarity?
DNA is
There's no DNA
98.
in a banana. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, there's.
Yes, there
I
is.
suppose.
DNA,
DNA,
98%
but not-
similar to humans is banana. So
I don't know if that's true.
it's
We're
true.
gonna- what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
look it up.
I'm going to factcheck.org that
I'm gonna check that one.
Yeah.
In
Fake
1939, the New York phone book had 22 Hitlers listed. By June of 1941, the New York phone book had no Hitlers listed.
That doesn't surprise me.
Isn't
Because
that
it was a
funny?
popular last name. Like it.
It was?
Hitler? Yeah.
Well, is it just a German last name? Like anything, like Heidelberg or
Same
Heidelberg?
with
People
like the
just
name Adolf.
Changed their name then? Like,
Yeah, tons of
Yeah.
people did. Coming in at Ellis Island, people would change their name all the time. Like lots of Italian immigrants would shorten their names to things.
I
Like,
didn't think that was their choice, though. I thought that was because
No,
people
it's 'cause they
couldn't
couldn't-
figure out how to write it or
well,
pronounce
they couldn't
it.
write it or pronounce it
But you
into,
could
into
assimilate
an.
a lot.
They would just abbreviate it. You know, like I don't have one that comes to mind, but like if someone's last name was like Amano now, it's probably was Amanonopoulos or something Greek that was long, like that they shortened when they moved to this country. It
That's
happened a
like
lot
my grandparents' last name was Dreheim, but they changed it to Dram.
because it made
Because
phonetic sense
made
in the
phonetic
Americas.
and they
Right.
fit in.
Yeah.
But they were also German.
My mom was telling me about how she had a locker next to a person that has a very similar last name to my last name. But, like, yeah, it was spelled differently. But basically, a K and a G have a similar sound in German. So, like, it just depended on who wrote it down. And I'm probably related to those people, but would never know.
Well, there is isn't there a town or a country or a small province named after your last name there?
No.
Is there one of yours? I thought one of you guys had that. No? Don't you have some
Not that I
huge
know
German
of.
heritage?
No,
I have a
mine
lot of
just
German
my
heritage.
last name means city on a hill, but it doesn't really.
I would believe by this point in history that most of the world's land mass would be owned or claimed by a country. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Mhm.
Except Antarctica.
Believe it or not,
No, but
Antarctica is not claimed by any country. No, it is not.
There's parts of it
It
that
is
are
not
claimed.
owned. No, only for research, and it has stayed neutral amongst all countries because of its inhospitable nature, and it is frozen.
And the people that disappear when they go and visit it. Ooh, spooky
That's where the
conspiracy.
secret alien base is.
Yeah,
that's
down
where
in the bottom
well, isn't
of
that
the,
like in the remember the
poles.
movie The Thing, where they find the alien buried in the ice, and then they
Yes.
bring it out, and
Yeah.
Kurt Russell and all his buddies. There was an earlier version of this film, but the 1980s Kurt Russell version was the most terrifying, as far as I'm concerned.
It's real.
The Thing is
Mm-hmm.
that's a movie that I feel like Hollywood today could redo,
It would be awesome.
And
and it
make it
would be awesome
awesome.
because they couldn't show stuff. It didn't have a huge budget, I don't
Yeah.
think.
But
I
Kurt
mean,
Russell was in it.
You want to talk about a movie that I watch where it makes me feel like cold the whole time I'm watching it? Is The Thing.
That movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't watch The Thing with like 6 blankets on and a roaring fire, it's just like the most unpleasurable thing. Like I can't imagine watching The Thing, like say on a
They
flight
should
coming
redo
back
that
from.
one. They really should.
Yeah, that's a movie, Hollywood. If you're listening, The Thing.
Do it.
It should
While
be
Kurt
done.
Russell's still
Do
alive,
it.
and put him in it some way.
Yeah, that's
I-
the end
I
of my
like Kurt
questions,
Russell.
guys. I don't
Oh,
have
good.
anything else, and I
Good,
think that's probably going to do it for us today, right? You
Yeah,
got
we gotta
anything?
finish this bottle though.
Right, we're going to finish the bottle.
We gotta finish the bottle. The show isn't over until the bottle is finished. La, la, la,
What if you just run out of things to say?
I mean, then I guess the show is over.
But you don't run out of things to say.
I never run out of things to say.
Gonna get that? Look at you strong arm that bottle.
My
Such a
arms
dainty
are
wrist.
spindly and weak like SpongeBob.
It's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex arm.
I'm like when I lift weights, it's like I lift stuffed animals and my arms fall off. Yeah, I've got little spindle arms.
Let us know what you guys think about some of the crap we've talked about today. This has probably been our most aggressively celebrated show. We have enjoyed making it so far. We hope that you guys have enjoyed what we've been doing. Please let us know what we can do better.
Yes.
We'll take your feedback, even if it's mean. We'll try to take it in stride.
Yeah, mean comment us. That's fine. Also, please subscribe.
Please subscribe. Tell us what you think. I mean, do you think Costco's worth the money? I guess if you have a business and a big family, it is. There's no debate. Have you ever had a horror story at Costco where you're made to feel like a cattle in a line and a person who made a huge mistake by showing up without an up-to-date membership?
Do you have your papers?
And then, of course, obviously, many different questions and what ifs that have been asked. We love to hear your feedback on it. And anyway, I highly recommend this delicious dry prosecco.
Oh yeah, it was great. This was lovely.
I think the bottle will look great in any collection.
It is
until
a
you
pretty
drink it,
bottle.
but, yeah.
That's why I chose
is.
it to begin with. As I go
Did you
out,
like it, Kevin?
and
What'd you
I
think?
did. I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big wine person,
Right.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I would drink a glass of
a
it.
champagne.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. We're the Exciting Mites. Take care.